Shall we move on?
Yeah,
Let's go to the right backs.
let's right back it
I get
up.
first pick here,
You do.
and this is tough because I don't want to take a certain player who is statistically number one, and I believe it's not even close. Yeah, it's kind of close, so I'm not going to take him at one. With my first pick at the right back spot, give me give me Brandon By. I think it's a safe pick, right? Like I have three people here who statistically were up there as could have been taken. One of them is at a new team. One of them I don't think is very good at all, and I think the numbers are skewed. And then there's Brandon By, who's been consistently very good for the last 3 years. So give me Brandon By.
Yeah, that was going to be my number one pick too. Uh, I'm actually going to change up my number one pick here from what I have on my stat sheet, and I am going to go with. Do I want to change it up?
Do it.
Hmm. Nah, I'll stick with it. I'm gonna go Brooks Lennon. I think he's more of an attacking
Wow.
option at the right back spot. 8 goals and assists in 25 games last year. The defensive work is definitely more left to be desired. I think 4 clean sheets in that time, in my opinion, speaks more to how Atlanta played and their defensive back line. I don't think that's necessarily so much on him, but he was, out of all the right backs I looked at, he was the top rated across both sites. Again, brought a lot to the table in terms of the attack. Had some injury issues last year that I think probably stopped him from getting a little bit of consistency going, but was arguably the best in terms of bringing the attack. And like I said, I don't want to put all the blame on him defensively because I think the Atlanta backline got torched last year with injuries. So I don't know if the defensive numbers are the kindest to him, and I think some of that is because of that. So a little bit of a homerish pick, but I'm gonna go Brooks Lennon.
Yeah. Not even on my list. I will be completely honest with you. He was equally on my list as Alec Maweel at right back was on my list. That's right. I threw him in there still. You can't get him away.
I figured
Um,
you would at some point.
the he didn't play enough for me. I cut my list at um I cut my list at DJ Taylor 1,500 minutes, and because of his injury, he didn't make the cut. But neither did Julian Gressel, and now I have to rethink if Julian Gressel's on my list. Um,
Well, that's a question of did he play enough at right back to be on the list?
and that's
Because he
exactly my
probably
point.
played all over the
And
place.
and where is he going to play next
Yeah,
season? Right,
exactly.
with
Yeah.
that new transfer,
I don't know.
what's
I know the minutes necessarily weren't maybe there, but he played 25 games. I feel like, I mean, for me, I'd throw Brooks Lennon on the list. I cut mine off pretty low in terms of like how much games they needed to be on this list. But yeah, I got Brooks.
yeah. At two, give me Alex Maweel, and three, give me Alex Maweel, and no.
At 4, Alex Muyl, and 6, Alex Muyl, even though we don't want a 6.
um. So at my second pick, give me Aaron Herrera. I
Yeah.
think even with the new move into Montreal, I think his ability at RSL stood out. I think if we're looking at some of the key stats that we have here, he had the second best tackle success rate. He was the least dribble by player ever. Defensively, he was fantastic. Sixth most interceptions, sixth most clearance, sixth most crossed the block, second most successful dribbles. So now you go to the attacking end, and he can also do it on the attacking end. Um, and then second most crosses completed. I think all around he's a great player. I think he can do on both sides of the ball. I think he's a good pick at two here.
He was the guy I was debating at taking at 1. I'm a big Aaron Herrera fan. I really liked him at RSL, and I think he's gonna bring the same level to Montreal. And I really wanted to go with him at 1, but the Atlanta blood did not let me do it, even though I have 0 Atlanta blood in me. All right, so my second pick, fourth overall here, I'm gonna go with Julian Araujo for the Galaxy. I'm a big fan of his. Obviously, a young player that's had a ton of experience at this point. He's played at right back for them for many seasons now. Um, had a 6.87 rating across the board, which was pretty high. I think it was top six. Um, he had 7 clean sheets, 6 goals contributions last year. So to me, kind of showing he can do it a little bit on both sides of the ball. Um, yeah, for me, I think he was. I think of him in a similar vein to Aaron Herrera in that he can kind of like provide a little bit on both sides of the ball. Maybe not. I would say probably not as good defensively as Herrera, but that's why he's getting drafted after him. But I still like him at my second pick here.
Um, yeah, he was the best statistically rated right back in the league, which I didn't like, and it killed me. But
He's
the numbers
good.
didn't
I know
lie
you
about
don't.
it.
I don't. For some reason, I know you have an agenda against him, but he's good.
It's not well. Listen, first of all, did he snake the U.S. to go to Mexico? Yes. Does that
Can you
play a
blame
part
him?
into it?
He
Maybe.
wasn't gonna break. He wasn't gonna break in ahead of who we have at right back.
Yeah, but what? Now you're gonna go to Mexico, who's not gonna have a good year for the next 7 years?
Yeah, that's why he can
Anyways,
start there.
anyways, I watch him play for LA. I don't like his play style when he plays for LA. It's just it doesn't do anything personally. But
Just say you're a hater and move on.
at my third pick, give me Steven Moreira, Columbus. Same deal with Eloy Room. I think the team performance does not highlight his individual performance. Just a couple of key stats here: fourth most tackles, seventh best tackle success rate, second most crosses blocked, fourth most successful dribbles, seventh best passing percentage, third best crosses completed. I mean, again, both sides of the ball. Duke can do it on both. We've seen what he does when he goes forward and attacks. Really like him at 3 here. Happy I can get him.
Yeah, Steven Moreira is a good pick. Big fan of him as well. My third pick. Oh, this is a tough one. I'm not gonna lie. I think I'm gonna make some people upset here with this one. I think I'm ready to upset some people. I know he's not gonna be on your list because his sample size is a little too small, but I'm gonna go Shaq Moore here at my third pick. I
Ooh,
think
okay.
I think Shaq Moore, obviously, to a lot of people that don't follow the league, are going to be like, "Oh, he's terrible. He sucks. I've seen him play for the U.S. team. He's garbage." From an MLS perspective, he's a good right back. He's good, and his numbers proved it too. He had a 6.93 rating across the sites. That's fourth highest out of all the ones I looked at. Um, like I said, very small sample size. I think only 12 games. That may not necessarily be 100% correct, but from what I saw, only 12 games and 2 clean sheets and 1 goal contribution in that time. But I really think you're getting a USMNT borderline level player in Shaq Moore in a system that is known to be very, very good defensively. I think he's with a full sample size this season, he's going to be strong. I think he's going to be vying for one of the better right backs in the league. So I'm happy to take him at 3 here.
Yeah, definitely a small sample size. You are going to get a lot of people upset. That's okay. That means
Oh,
more
for sure.
views. Um, I don't hate it. I don't hate it at all. Um, now just give me 1 second here to finish some quick. Yeah. Um, okay. That makes it relatively easy for me. At 4, give me Julian Gressel. So what I wanted to do was quickly check um, the likelihood that he would be at right back for Vancouver. The only person they have there is Tristan Blackman, who was very poor for Vancouver last season, and they like to play him more. They can play him more as a center back. Then Javian Brown also is listed more as a center back. So this gives the free range for Vancouver to play 3 at the back with Gressel as a right back, which is his natural, comfortable position. And when he did it at Atlanta, he was the best of the best. I mean, and it wasn't even close. So I think I expect him to slot into that. I expect there to be a back 4 or a back 5, excuse me, with wing backs, with Gutierrez on one side, with Gressel on the other, and Gressel just serving balls in 900 times. So I'm happy to get him at 4 there.
if I would 100% assume that he would play like right back, right wing back, then yeah, I mean, he would move up the list very quickly. I mean, he's fantastic. He's phenomenal. He's going to be one of the best attacking right backs, right wing backs in the entire league. So I can't blame you, but I didn't put him on my list just because I can't say for certain that he would play there because he's a jackknife. He plays everywhere on the field. Honestly,
He's a
he is
Julian knife.
he is Ben Olsen's wet dream is what he is.
He's going to be directly
Oh, he's
into
getting sent to
Houston squad
Houston.
by next season.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah, for sure. 100%.
$4 million in GAM record signing.
100%. Sell everybody. Sell the entire team. Sell the farm. Just Julian in the team. 1v11. All right. So then my pick for I'm kind of torn between going for the more attacking guy or the more defensive guy here. Ah, screw it. Let's just stay on the train of pissing people off. At 4, I'm gonna go Alex Roldan.
That is
Across
not
the
who I thought you were
board.
going to take.
No.
Nope.
Afterwards, you can tell me who you think I was gonna take. But I'm gonna go Alex Roldan here. I think he plays more of like a wing back role. You can correct me if I'm wrong, but um, I think that suits him well because I don't think he's the strongest defensively, and it kind of looked like that last season. He only had 5 clean sheets across 32 games. Those numbers might be wrong still. I have to. Uh, my source didn't seem 100% correct afterwards, but he had good ratings. He is good in the attack. And if he's going to be playing a wingback role, I think he'll have a strong season for Seattle, where I think they'll rebound because I just think they're too good on paper to have back to back bad seasons like that. So I'll take him at 4.
All right, at 5, that makes mine really easy then. Give me Nathan Harriel from Philly. This could be swapped with Oliver and Bizo. They basically split time 50-50 last year, but um, Harriel had the 12th least out of 15 players minutes played last season. Of everybody that they played, he still had the most tackles, the 6th best tackle success rate, the 3rd most interceptions, the 2nd most clearances, the most crosses blocked, the 3rd least amount of times losing the ball, and everything else isn't that great. But when he was in, he was a monster. You give him a full season to do that in the Philly system that allows young players like that to thrive. I think this is a steal at 5.
He was actually the 5th ranked right back on my list, like 5th overall. And then I looked it up and he only played 5 of the last 15 games of the season. So
Right.
I 100% agree with you. He was fantastic last season numbers wise. I just didn't think Philly would play him this season. So I feel like they would go in Bizo because it seems like that's what they kind of lean towards, at least towards the
The
end of the season.
the rumor mill flying around right now is that Kai Wagner and Mbizo are going to do a Kamar Lawrence, Michael Murillo, and just bounce together at the end of before the beginning of the season. So I've got an okay feeling. Does it happen? I mean, we heard Kai Wagner has been leaving for the last 2 seasons, so I don't know if it happens, but that is kind of why I led more towards Harriel than Mbizo.
If that's the case, yeah, Harry would have been higher on my list. I would have taken him like 3rd round.
If you just did your slides like you were supposed to, you might know that.
Well, he hasn't left yet. So how am I going to do a slide on Mbizo?
You don't know anything.
My 5th pick here, I am going to go with Keegan Rosenberry for Colorado.
Ew.
He had a 6.79 rating, which is middle of the pack, but he had 9 clean sheets last year, which was the most out of all the right backs that I looked at. So it looks like he's going to bring, good defensive level to the team. In terms of adding to the attack, not too much there. He had 3 goal contributions last season, which is again more towards the middle of the pack. But I think his defensive numbers were good enough here for me to take him in the 5th spot.
In my statistical analysis, he was bottom half in everything except times dispossessed and number of times dribbled by. So
Those are great stats to be at the top of.
you do you.